Yes?
Bagley here. How did everything go earlier?
I might have just found us some fresh meat. Ready?
Welcome back to The Upload. Today we're talking about cryptocurrency. Crypto now seems like it's been around forever, but it's really quite a new invention. Were you an early adopter?
I was one of the first that was in this market. There seemed to be a new way of financial transactions, a new way of money. It's something that we could completely reinvent and change some of the legacy financial systems around the world and really give power back to the people.
Yeah, it was a real shift in the way that the world works. Let's recap the basics. So, central to cryptocurrency is the distributed ledger technology, the tech that keeps track of all transactions. And what this means is you can have a decentralized system without having to trust any one party, like old-fashioned banks.
One of the reasons why I got involved so early was that you could stay anonymous.
Yeah, the features of cryptocurrency very much fit into that early mindset. It was all about finding an alternative to centralized systems. It was kind of a countercultural punk ethos. The whole point of the distributed ledger is you're not trusting any one person to keep a track of who has what money or how they're spending it. It's all out there in the open for anyone to see, and yet you can remain secretive.
Albion have established an operational base in the Royal Court of Justice.
First they take over the justice system, then they move in. So much for rule of law.
Exactly. But it likely means there's information here about how Albion are targeting dissenters, the who and the why. We need that data if we're going to disrupt their operation.
Bagley, what do we have?
A list of what Albion consider high-value targets that are threats to the peaceful running of London. See here, a journalist, and this one runs a community shelter. Good God, bar your doors.
What the hell?
All suspected of sowing rebellion or exhibiting tendencies towards... Albion is systematically arresting people even before they rise up. Joke's on them. This list can actually help us find like-minded allies willing to help us. Well done.
This is London Calling. You're listening to Bucket, your pirate podcast source for what they...
We're already seeing results from what you've done. That list we found named a journalist in Camden who's been investigating Albion. We reached out and he's got information that can help us. I think you should meet with him.
Forward me the coordinates.
But don't worry, we're not going to say anything bad about a massive, unaccountable spy organization that uses its powers to stifle dissent and shut down free speech. Instead, we're going to look at how SIRS became so powerful. And as usual, we'll keep everyone's names and locations secret, so SIRS doesn't come looking for them. Ian was a veteran political writer and podcaster back in the days of pre-crisis Britain.
Is the world we're living in now fascist? Well, this is what fascism is. It is the complete and total control of the individual. The desire to basically say to the individual, nothing in your life matters. On an individual basis, you are now part of the whole, part of the nation. And the only meaning that you will find in your life is to become part of the nation. What is a nation? The nation doesn't mean anything, right? The nation is basically just encapsulated by the leader that takes over, that claims that he has this sort of access to the soul of the country, to the soul of the people. He never does, it's just a myth. But that's what they go for. And on that basis, they take the right to control every aspect of your life, from who you talk to where you eat, to where you go to hang out with your friends. And what we're seeing now is a contemporary inspiration. This process where you get corporations and the state basically molded into. But that isn't rare. I mean, you saw exactly the same thing in Nazi Germany. You look at the concentration camps that operated in Nazi Germany.
Down that drone. degenerate!
All units, I repeat, all units. We have reports of a hostile in your area. Over.
Control, we've received the call, over.
There were private companies in those camps making use of that slave labor.
Putting an end to the chase now.
Corporations, and it's doing the same now. That's the way
Target has
track
crossed
what
the
you do.
checkpoint.
That's the way in which they track who you talk to. They operate as each other's proxies.
There's our target.
Charles is an expert in the dark arts of surveillance. He works as
Control, I'm ready to immobilize the target.
How did it go so wrong in Britain?
Suspect just breached the checkpoint.
You know, we're looking at all the wrong things when we look at Britain's crisis. There's a lot of concentration on data and how that's
Watch
been...
it!
Any sign of the target? Anyone?
Control, add suspect to the most wanted list. Over.
manipulated, and what we haven't looked at is the power structures and the profit that lies behind this. For example, if we examine what actually happened, there's a company that's really very interested in selling passports.
We are willing to fight!
Coming through!
Throughout the world, they've been working with this big data manipulation company in order to overthrow government.
No. Someone call 999. This is an emergency.
Suspicious activity to the nearest Albion officer. Your eyes are our eyes too.
Of data and the analysis of data has authoritarianism contained within the it is by its nature a tool for authoritarianism, and it has been used as
How does big data look into our lives? James covered it for the pre-crisis press.
We're starting to see the merger of private data and that with data held by the state into what are called social credit systems. This is where every aspect of your behaviour is monitored and totted up by a central system to sort of score you as a person. A credit card that's predicated on all of your behaviour rather than just the money you're spending. And this can have a profound impact. We're starting to see systems emerge which will punish you and stop you from doing things in society based on your behaviours. And this can be as trivial as if you jaywalk, if you cross the road in the wrong place, you might lose points. If you do some community activity or help your neighbours, you might
Jesus fucking Christ!
Being denied from travelling first class to not being able to travel at all. These systems are very real and very possible because of all the data.
Auto drive now enabled.
So if your ears are burning and you think someone might be watching you, you're probably right. They're watching all of us. I'm Tash and you've been listening to Bucky. Keep listening, keep sharing the show, and keep getting reflected. They're watching us, but we're watching them too.
Secure that vehicle!
There's a time to be casual. There's a time to blend in. And there's a time...
Suspect reported in your area. Potentially armed and hostile.
Received. Moving in hostiles direction. Ugh.
There's our suspect. Over.
The Vogue. Objective voice of objection for a most objectionable world. Hello, Bugsters. Welcome to The Bug, the comedy show that holds up the Medusa of satire to the already immovably concrete face of modern Britain. I'm Andy. I bench
No
for
sign
80.
of the target.
I can crack
Over.
a tree in half just by looking at it. Can I? Well, what is reality anymore? Anyway. Alice, what do you bench?
I bench body weights.
Right.
Well, not my body weight.
Okay.
Body weight of a bench.
Control, we're returning to HQ. Over.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to give that kind of detail. Just
It's very
body weight.
impressive. People look
Yeah.
at me and go, where did you get that baby?
Yeah. You are listening to The Bug.
In this week's Truth News, according to an official poll, 98% of Londoners are very happy with CTOS. And I am not sure that I agree with this, Andy. I don't think 98% of Londoners have ever in the history of London ever agreed on anything. You could not get 98% of Londoners to agree that oxygen was better than breathing a fog of raw liquid feces. And they expect us to believe that everyone agrees CTOS is better than not choking on shit mist.
Maybe they just spent 98% of one specific Londoner who bought shares in Bloom before its tentacles grew into every crevice of the country. I mean, this is not just any old poll. We should say that this is not any
Auto
poll.
drive
This is
now
an official
enabled.
poll, right from the very heart of government. It's not a knockoff fake poll.
Auto
It's not
drive
a
now
couple of
disabled.
old dog sitting on a bench waiting to die. This is an official poll. So let's just put those words, official poll, through an online translation in case you didn't study languages. Let's find out what it actually means. Made up lie. There we go. Glad to clear that up. I think it's fair to say, entirely trust these official polls. They feed us, Alice. I mean, they could publish an official poll saying that over 99.9% of children like ice cream, and I would instantly assume that all children now hate all ice cream and would prefer to eat a bucket of gravel mixed with dead badger. They could publish an official poll saying that 10 out of 10 cats prefer cat food to being whacked with a tennis racket, and I would assume that all cats have gone vegan and were queuing up outside Wimbledon meowing, choose me, choose me.
I trust these polls as much as I trust someone recommending a movie that they watched